For this next experiment, we're at the Liberty Science Center. These volunteers think they're here to take a brief survey. But we're really here to see if people can emotionally connect with an avatar.
Hello, my name is Al.
Hi, Al.
Do you think it's possible for a computer to make friends? Could you be friends with an avatar?
Do you consider yourself a fan of movies?
I'm a huge fan of movies.
Yeah, I would consider myself a movie fan.
I do consider myself a fan of movies, yes.
How often do you go to movies?
I'd say at least once every 3 weeks, for sure.
I would say I go to movie theaters maybe once or twice a month, about.
What is your favorite movie?
Jerry Maguire. I don't know, something about it just makes me happy. Maybe it's my football days.
Harry Potter. I like all 7 of them.
Thank you.
Thanks.
While the participants engage with Al, it doesn't look like he made any real friends. Why do you think that is? We're going to bring our participants back in for another round of questions. Now, we've made some adjustments to the software and created a slightly different avatar called Bob.
Hi, my name is Bob.
Let's see how they react to Bob. Think Bob will do any better than Al?
Do you consider yourself a music fan?
I do listen to a lot of music.
Huge music fan. Love all things about music.
If you could be the lead singer in any band, what would it be?
If I was the lead singer, I don't think the band would be very good.
I would totally have my own band. I would low-key be like my own little rock star with my afro and make it a little bit current so everybody can just rock out dubstep, two-step, Dougie, you, Soulja Boy, whatever they do now.
Thank you.
Thanks, you're welcome. Okay, bye.
Okay, time to make a choice. Who do you prefer? Is Al your pal, or would Bob get the job? We bet you'd prefer Bob. So what is he up to? Why is Bob such a charmer? The answer might just blow your mind. These people think they're here to take part in a simple survey.
How often do you go to movies?
But we really want to see if they can make friends with an avatar. Do you think it's possible? First, they met Al.
Do you consider yourself a fan of movies?
Then, it was Bob's turn.
Do you consider yourself a music fan?
So who would you rather be friends with? Al or Bob? We bet you found Bob more appealing. But let's see who our volunteers picked.
Bob was a bit more outgoing than Al was, for sure.
I like Bob better. He kind of like showed emotion, kind of like reaction to how I answered. He laughed with me, so that was fun to interact with him.
Me and Bob would have talked a lot longer than me and Al.
It seems our volunteers are pretty convinced. In a head-to-head matchup, Bob beats Al. But the big question is why? Well, in case you haven't figured it out yet, we'll let you in a little secret. Al and Bob aren't different at all. In fact, they're both played by the same person. This guy. He's an actor playing both Al and Bob. Using state-of-the-art software called FaceShift, when our volunteers smiled, so did Bob. And when they laughed, he did too. Al, on the other hand, didn't copy their reactions at all. In other words, Bob mimicked their responses, and Al didn't. So why does everyone prefer Bob to Al? Here to explain why is Professor of Marketing Jonah Berger.
Your brain is built to decode thousands of tiny verbal and nonverbal cues that occur whenever you communicate with someone else. When these cues sync up between two people, it's called mirroring. So if someone imitates them, they think they're more similar. And if someone does something different, they're less likely to like them. And so the mere fact that Al didn't mimic our participant made them think Al wasn't great. But because Bob did the same thing they were doing, they start to like Bob even more.
In other words, you can make people like you more just by mirroring them. And this also happens naturally whenever we come in contact with someone we genuinely like. When two people really get along, their breathing, voice tempo, and eye movements can also get in sync. Scientists call this unconscious response automatic imitation. It gives new meaning to the old adage, monkey see, monkey do.